That night changed everything. A single, terrible, selfish decision, and now I might lose her forever. The cool water splashed on my face, but it couldn't wash away the memory of that night, the night I betrayed her. How could I have let this happen? After all, we'd been through all the dreams we shared, the future we built together, and for what? One moment of weakness, one terrible choice. I stared into the mirror, barely recognizing the man staring back. Gone was the confident young professional who faced each challenge head-on. In his place was a shadow, haunted by regret and the haunting specter of what he'd lost. I ran a hand through my tired eyes, the dark circles mirroring the turmoil within. Every fiber of my being screamed with the need to fix it, to undo what I'd done. But the harder I tried, the deeper I seemed to sink. I couldn't stop thinking about Maya. The thought of her alone in our bed, the one we'd chosen together, brought fresh waves of torment. Our bed? I scoffed, realizing how presumptuous I was. It was her bed, not mine. I no longer had the right to be there, and yet the idea of her letting someone else into that space was unbearable. Work offered temporary refuge, a distraction from the maelstrom of emotions that threatened to consume me. But even here, in this concrete jungle of glass and steel, Maya's absence was a gaping wound. My colleagues' casual chatter about weekends and plans felt like a foreign language. What did they know of the hell I was enduring? Each night, when I returned home, our empty apartment mocked me. The cushions on the sofa still bore the imprint of where she'd sat, the lingering scent of her favorite lavender hand cream clinging to the air. Sleep offered no solace. Restless dreams plagued me, filled with cryptic messages and near misses. I saw Maya's face everywhere, in the laughter of children, in the loving glances of strangers, and most painfully, in the vacant space beside me. Then there was Lily. Or rather, there was the ghost of Lily, the figment of my shattered memory. I remembered her taunts, her whispers, and cursed myself for not seeing the danger signs. I should have known better than to cross that line. It was a line I drew myself, one I vowed to uphold, not for her, but for Maya. Now, the very memory of their friendship felt like a betrayal. There were times when I thought I could take it no more, when the overwhelming urge to confess, to bare my soul, overwhelmed me. But as quickly as it came, it vanished, leaving me paralyzed by indecision and fear. Fear of rejection, fear of losing her forever. I found myself trapped in a labyrinth of my own making, unable to escape the echoes of the past. Then came the message, her message, Maya's message. Hope surged through me, potent and overwhelming. Was this a sign? A chance to explain, to apologize, to beg for another opportunity? But no, her words hit me like a physical blow. She hadn't confronted me because she was angry. She was hurt. Hurt that I would think she wouldn't understand. She was hurt that I believed she'd abandoned her principles. When I recall that conversation today, the memory still stings. Her disbelief? Her disappointment? They cut deeper than any harsh words. Don't insult me by trying to fix this. You broke it. You fix it. Her words echoed in my ears long after she hung up. They became my mantra, my daily bread and torment, but her words weren't a rejection. They were a challenge to prove myself, to show her that despite my lapse, I was worthy of her love. And so I embarked on my mission. I poured all my energy into work, tackling projects that had seemed insurmountable before. Suddenly, deadlines didn't scare me. They inspired me. Challenges didn't intimidate me. They fueled me. I pushed myself to the brink, striving for excellence, not for accolades, not for promotion, but to prove to her that I could be the man she deserved. Slowly, my world began to shift. The joy of creation replaced the emptiness of regret. I rediscovered passions I'd buried under the weight of my responsibilities. I volunteered at an animal shelter, a cause close to Maya's heart, and as I walked among the hopeful eyes and wagging tails, I felt a sliver of forgiveness from not just animals, but perhaps from Maya too. One evening, amidst the chaos of my life, I stumbled upon a community theater production of one of Maya's favorite plays. On a whim, I bought a ticket. Sitting in the plush red seats, watching the drama unfold, I felt a connection not to the play, but to Maya. Each line resonated with my journey. Each gesture echoed my pain. And when the curtain fell, I rose with a renewed sense of purpose. I had to reach out to express my anguish, to tell her I was changing. I found her at her favorite cafe, the one with the mismatched chairs and the aroma of old books. Seeing her there, alive and vibrant, reignited the turmoil within me. For a moment, I hesitated, fear gripping my heart. But then I took a deep breath and stepped towards her. Maya, I started, my voice cracking. She looked up, her eyes searching mine. In that instant, I saw not just hurt, but also a flicker of the woman I loved. Please, I whispered, extending a hand. She recoiled slightly, then slowly, oh, so slowly, she reached out. That touch, oh God, that touch sent a jolt through me. It wasn't a handshake. It wasn't a greeting. It was a connection, a recognition of the shared history that bound us. We had a long way to go, I knew. But with each passing moment, I felt a sliver of hope, a belief that I might be able to rebuild the trust I'd shattered. For weeks, I walked the tightrope of hope and despair. Each conversation with Maya felt like navigating a minefield. One wrong step could blow up the fragile truce we'd established. I lived in the shadow of her silence, unsure if I'd done enough. Was she seeing the changes in me? Did she sense the depth of my remorse? Then one rainy afternoon, I found the answer. I was working late, the city lights twinkling beneath a veil of mist, when Maya arrived at my office. She stood hesitantly at the door, her silhouette framed by the warm glow of the lobby lights. "Can I come in?" she whispered. Relief washed over me, so intense it almost hurt. This was a sign, a testament to my efforts, an indication that she was ready to talk, to try again. As she stepped into my office, a whirlwind of emotions flickered across her face. Surprise, apprehension, a hint of vulnerability. The sight was both exhilarating and terrifying. She stammered, taking a hesitant step forward. "I wanted to thank you. You fixed it." Her voice cracked with emotion. Was she thanking me for the changes I'd made, for the work, for the effort? My heart pounded against my ribs, threatening to burst from my chest. "No, I didn't fix it all," I replied, my voice raspy with emotion. "Not yet, not completely, but I will, for us." The unspoken question hung between us, heavy with meaning. She knew what I had done, but was she ready to forgive, to forget, to love me again? With a deep breath, I reached out, my fingers hovering above hers. She didn't pull away. In that moment of shared silence, I found my answer. Yes, I realized I had fixed it. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough. Enough to show her that I was changing, that I was trying, that I loved her. Her lips parted slightly, a silent invitation. And as I leaned in, the weight of the past few months lifted. It wasn't just a kiss, it was a promise, a vow to rebuild, to heal, to love. And in the depths of her eyes, I saw not just love, but also the glimmer of forgiveness.